not paid to be a role model. I am paid to wreak havoc on the basketball court.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Yes! Is it the shoe?
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
One of the world's most talented athletes is retiring. It is true what somebody said today. There was Babe Ruth and Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky.
Gretzky in front. Saved by Flaherty. The rebound. Score!
Favre just threw it perfectly right over him to Corey Bradford. Only Brett Favre could do that. I don't care what you say.
This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Game on!
Game on!
We are broadcasting live from the basement of Building H on the campus of Nassau Community College, and you are listening to WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. It's Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. If you didn't know what year it was. It's Liam Flynn, your host for today, joined in studio by Ross Levine, Devin O'Shea, Braden Daniello, and Joshua Umahi. You could call us up at 516-572-7440. I already see the phone lines filling up. We'll try and get to all of them. And, we're going to talk some Jets. We'll talk some Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Ooh, the Swifties! Ow. The Swifties!
Yeah, Swifties, call up. 516-572-7440. Or, I know the Swifties, they're keyboard warriors, so text us at 516-905-WHBC.
Don't antagonize them, Liam.
Hey,
don't antagonize them.
Listen,
they will ruin you.
I'd like to see them try, all right?
Oh, boy.
Anyway, and some big news broke before the show. The Damian Lillard sweepstakes are over. He's going to the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to get into all of that and more, but I'm going to start the show off giving the four other men in the room the floor. So I'll start with Joshua Umahi. I'll start from right to left. How are you doing on this Wednesday afternoon?
I'm doing great. What's funny, you bring up the Dame Lillard thing, and obviously that saga's been going on all summer and into the fall. So I first got a text from my friend saying, there's breaking news. I'm like, all that shows up on my feed on Bleacher Report because my iPad is slow. Warriors sign Rudy Gay. I'm like, bro, you got to be trolling right now. Like, there's no way. And then finally
big
the notification. Yeah, huge news. Then the notification pops up. I'm like, Giannis and Dame? Yeah, damn.
Now here's the thing, Giannis, he was kind of making it known to the world that if the Bucks didn't set up or give him a team around him that was going to help him win, he wanted out. But I think he got what he asked for, right?
Oh, yeah. If you're an NBA superstar, the blueprint is clear. Just complain, force your organization's hand, and then more often than not, you're going to get what you want.
So I'm still with threatening him. Didn't even work. It really didn't.
No.
Well, I guess in the fact that he wasn't traded to the Heat, it kind of worked.
That's a great Trailblazers roster. Looks like a G League team.
I know. It did already. The only saving grace. The only saving grace is now gone.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Braden Daniello. How are you doing?
Hey, Liam, remember we talked about brutal ways to kill Zach Wilson on the air yesterday?
And
Nico brought up that whole thing with the nipples thing and
for legal reasons, I can't remember. Anyway, I'll take your word on it. We talk.
Yeah. Should we do that to Solid too? Could he join Zach?
Hey,
you want to talk about Solid's nipples?
What?
Your words, not mine.
I like how he said, "Don't do it to me," as if I needed to know that. Unless maybe Nico. I mean, now Nico exists. Yeah, Nico likes it. Maybe.
Well, Braden, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
Popping.
Solid making his campaign to get fired, but I can't really. I'm just going to let you play the audio, and then I'm sure me and you will tear into them for or at least him for 5 minutes or more.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into it. Devin O'Shea, how are we doing on this Wednesday afternoon?
I don't know how I feel. I was so adamant on Lillard going to the Heat. I had this guy at work. I work at Stop and Shop. And this guy at the Starbucks department, he's a Heat fan. So, for months while these sweepstakes are happening, every single day I saw him, we would talk. and we talk about Lillard to the Heat every single day. And for this to not happen, I wasn't terrified of Lillard going to the Heat, but Lillard teaming up with Giannis, I'm scared.
I don't think you're going to see that co-employee anymore. He's going to disappear now.
I haven't heard from him. I'm trying to contact him. I haven't heard from him.
Nico got to him.
And speaking of the Heat, Jimmy Butler had something to say about the trade after it went down. So we'll get to that and some more. But to wrap it up, we saved the best for last. Ross Levine is in the house. Ross, how are we doing?
My king right there.
Is Trevor Siemian good enough?
Better than Zach. He's better than Zach. Ross, you're better than Zach. Let that sink in.
I'm better than Zach.
I take you under center over Zach Wilson.
Levine takes the snap, drops back, looks.
At least you can, do the. Yeah, at least you know to not throw it into double coverage or over or underthrow your receivers by 10 yards.
I would just rip that playbook. I would just throw it out. I would just here's the paper. I'm just going to break it in half.
Ross would come in and immediately have Nathaniel Hackett fired.
Ross wants Nathaniel Hackett's head.
I want Salah's head, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to talk about his Giants. He might want some heads from this Giants team. I don't know. He's making a face right now.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
The players still have heads on their shoulders, even though they're not coaches. Anyway, so let's start. It's the state of the union of the New York Jets. Let's take a quick dive.
Last year we used to do a State of the Giants.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because they were pretty entertaining. Then the Jets, they just became such a story, but it was too deep into the season to change it. So I'm happy you picking that up. They need a State of the Union the way they're going.
Yes. So let's give the State of the Union right now, if I may. The state of our union as New York Jets fans, Braden and I, is weak.
Depression.
It is bad. It is getting really bad. You know how bad it is?
How bad is it? The only
real, I guess you could say the only pretty good to great quarterback the Jets have ever had, Joe Namath, came out and said that...
He said Zach's done?
He said Zach is done. Throw in the towel. He was tweeting this during the game. So he was watching the game. He was watching what he saw. And Joe Namath, Broadway Joe himself, said he's done with Zach Wilson.
Nah, Joe Namath really did jinx this franchise, didn't he? When he was winning Super Bowl III, he said, I don't care if the Jets never win another Super Bowl after tomorrow, but as long as we win tomorrow, it's good.
Yeah.
And here we are, 50 years later?
Right, and then Aaron Rodgers came in and was like, that Super Bowl III trophy's looking a little lonely, and it's going to continue to look lonely. Because he put that jinx on the Jets now, that that Super Bowl III trophy will always be lonely. But
we'll put his Achilles up as a trophy.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
What could have been?
Why would you say
the good one or the bad one? The one that's snapped or the one that's still intact?
Oh, wow, okay. Y'all doubling down.
We do tend to do that on the show, John.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
As you know, I am a week-to-week avid Jets watcher.
Yeah, we're all week-to-week fans if you really.
Yeah, Zach Wilson's gonna come in, be the next Tom Brady, right? He's gonna have his cute little 150-yard game, 1 touchdown, 3 picks.
Well, if he beats the Chiefs, hypothetically, extremely hypothetically, this week, are all his sins washed away?
No.
If he beats Mahomes, that's kind of crazy,
how
right?
do you beat him?
That's crazy.
That was my question. How do you beat him? If you throw for 350 yards with 4 touchdowns and 1 pick max, then maybe you cleaned yourself up. Maybe you got your act together. Maybe your pocket presence is finally there.
Well, the game's at home and it's Sunday night. Maybe the Jets defense is super pumped up, and then you hold them to 10 points. And
every pass in Mahomes throws is going to be a tip drill because his receivers can't catch.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. The only way that the Jets win this in any sort of universe against Patrick Mahomes is if the defense plays like the best defense in the entire league, and Zach Wilson is somewhat competent.
He just does enough. He's not going to give. He's not even getting you 2 touchdowns.
Just give me what Mark Sanchez gave us. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it. You just need to be Sanchez.
He's going to run up and inside his O-line instead of just into.
How many times do you think Zach actually throws the football?
Well, since Salah loves him, he's probably going to. Watch him throw 40 times. He threw for 36 this past weekend. Salah would be like, you know what? Zach, you really can't throw a football, but let's keep trying it until it works.
I would just throw it 2 times.
Chances are.
I'm serious. I
Twice
really
the
would.
entire game.
Everything in the run game.
I would just throw it twice. I would set the record for like the least amount of throws possible.
At least that'll get his completion percentage up.
Yeah, Breece Hall is going to look like he came out of a car crash by the end of this game. Like ran the ball like 50 times.
Hey, he did say it. I want to run the ball more.
Yeah.
So, what you get?
He did, yeah. And then he gave us nothing. But Zach Wilson, if he comes out and plays bad, or whatever adjective you want to use,
probably should happen.
It definitely will happen. And here's the thing: if you want to speak to the amount of times he's going to throw, chances are the Jets are going to fall behind early. The Chiefs are going to score their first drive, and then Saleh and Hackett are just going to say, "Well, we got to throw the football now. We're trailing. We got to come back now." And he's probably going to wind up throwing the football 40, 45 times.
Yeah.
So, but if Zach Wilson, who, by the way, ranks 33rd in QBR.
Is that good?
Well,
I'm kidding. I know it's not good.
When there's only 34 qualifying quarterbacks, being 33rd, yeah, not so good.
Here's the one below him.
Justin Fields.
Oh.
So, yeah, and we all know how that's going. He's last in completion percentage, 52.4, and 32nd in yards per attempt, all among 34 qualifying quarterbacks. So he's 33rd in QBR, last in completion percentage, and 32nd in yards per average.
5 yards an attempt?
This is depressing.
Hey,
my God,
5.6, Devin. 5.6 yards per attempt.
That's almost 6 in Saleh's mind. That's almost 6, Devin. If you're Robert Saleh, you have to look at all the positives.
Oh, Saleh's rounding up.
Yeah, if it's almost like 6, you just got to say it's 7.
Here's what I want, and I'm glad you brought up Liam. Like, I know this team is going to fall behind early Sunday night. What happens when that happens, because it's inevitable, I think, I don't think the Jets score first. But when you fall behind early and Zach has the terrible first half that I think and we all know he's going to have,
right.
I want him gone at half. Not like gone off the team. I want him benched at halftime. And literally, I know Trevor Siemian apparently needs like, a few weeks to learn the playbook, whatever. You have to then look at everything that's happened this past 3 weeks and exclude the game against the Bills, which the defense won for you, by the way. You have to exclude all that and say, you know what, I have nothing to lose. And then you throw it on Tim Boyle's shoulders, because what do you have to lose when you have a QB that can't? Because I hear like all the people at WFAN, in particular Tiki Barber, who should just walk off another show. But I hear him telling me like, oh, Zach Wilson gives him the best chance to win. First off, you're completely wrong. Second off, you try and tell me that Tim Boyle is like, oh, he's a journeyman. It's like, well, we already know, we don't know what Tim Boyle is yet.
Yeah.
We know what Zach Wilson is.
Right.
And it isn't very special.
No.
And it's not going to give you much. So what do you have to lose by at least giving it a shot?
This is the season where you leave no stone unturned.
Right.
Oh,
and
definitely
you have to make sure, because you have the roster, you have everything set up for this year and possibly next year,
Except
right?
the QB, which we thought we had, and now unfortunately Saleh is probably going to lose his job over it, because this expectation coming into the season was playoffs and bust. And obviously that changes now with probably one of the worst QBs we've seen for the Jets in a long time, and we could go down Hackenberg, Petty, and how they screwed up Sam Darnold. But the expectation coming into the season was at least a playoff spot. I'm not expecting this team to go to the Super Bowl, but there has to be some progress. You can't, like, this fan base is in shit. Like, understand how desperate this fan base has been the last 13 years, that we're literally screaming for Carson Wentz, Trevor Siemian, Tim Boyle over a number 2 overall pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Understand how desperate we are that we're literally saying this.
Gardner Minshew, anyone?
Literally anyone. I will take Ross at QB.
I was going to say, I'm gonna rip this guy in the fan, because this guy has no idea what the heck he's talking about.
Tiki?
Evan?
Well, we know that.
Tierney.
Brandon Tierney.
Yeah, you're not far off.
WHPC
Because
alumni.
guess what? This is the same guy. It's like, oh, I believe in Zach. He can make all the throws. You know, he can make that
Blaming the
throw
desk.
that very few quarterbacks could make. Like,
Unkillable.
Come on, stop.
I believe in him.
Like, come on, stop. Like, the guy.
Tierney, you might believe, but Zach doesn't. Trust me.
Quit walking around work like a loser.
I mean, I'm like, dude, what are you seeing? Like, this guy. Like, do you even watch football?
You know,
I mean, this
Ross, they're so like, that's like the Robert Saleh mindset. Like, you can't be this delusional. And they talk about it on the fan all the time about how, like, all right, if it's Zach's rookie year, I get it. If it's his second year, like last year, I get it. We're in year 3.
Yep.
Has he, like, let me ask, because I asked everyone this yesterday. Ross, has he showed you anything that, like, screams to you, that is why the Jets took him second overall? Has he done anything?
It's for
he had a spin move in the preseason.
And he
but don't worry. If you ask Bobby Saleh, he went 5-1. His stats, the QB's so great.
He made one great throw in the combine.
The combine.
That's it.
Combine.
No. That's all the guy does.
And Saleh started glazing over that. It was like, I need him.
By the way, it was his pro day, not even the combine. So he was just using his own receivers in his own gym. That's what it was. It was that one throw on pro day. Well, that's what Zach Wilson. The only thing that screams he's the number 2 overall pick is the number on his jersey. That's it.
Yeah.
Like everything else, this guy's he's not even Mr. Irrelevant. He's an undrafted player.
Yeah.
If this is what we knew we were going to get.
And also the thing, because I bring up Darnold a lot, and we bring up Darnold like every now and then on the show. The difference between Wilson and Darnold is actually a lot. First off, Darnold had probably the worst coach in Jets history.
Yes.
We know that. Adam Gase is terrible. He's probably on Mars again. He had Le'Veon. I don't even want to get into that. His receivers couldn't catch the ball half the time, and they just completely screwed up before they got off the ground. With Zach, you have Garrett Wilson right now. Look at this roster just currently, and even past years. Garrett Wilson, who's been great. Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb aren't bad. They're not number ones, but they're solid 2 options.
They're veterans. They've been around.
Yeah.
They know how to catch the football.
They have Breece Hall in the backfield, who Saleh doesn't like all of a sudden. I don't know why. I thought Saleh was a competent coach. Now I'm starting to question that. So what's Wilson's excuse? There really is none. It's just we have to resort to the fact that all these people are defending him. You just have to admit you're wrong and he can't play.
And this is the worst thing. Saleh is losing the team. He's going to lose the team.
He truly
away.
is.
He has already.
He already has.
But
I don't.
Yeah, but it's going to get worse. I'm telling you.
Oh, it doesn't get better from here unless Zach turns it up, which he won't.
I seriously don't find a way that in this entire world that Robert Saleh will maintain his spot as the head coach of the New York Jets by the end of the season.
Because Rodgers loves him too much.
I seriously don't see a way where he's going to actually be on the team come next season because we're in week 4 now, and he has lost this defense completely. And they're upset with the fact that he keeps backing up a quarterback that is literally, statistically, the worst quarterback in the league. Yeah. And they will continue to be upset with Robert Saleh's comments when they continue to back him up. When it's not like this is a quarterback that has been to the Super Bowl before and is on his downside and has just had some struggles. He has never been good, and he will never be good. And so him being the starter, he will continue to lose his defense, and he will continue to lose his team, and he will lose his spot.
And lose the season.
And people say Sam Darnold, at least Sam Darnold had a few good games.
Yeah.
What has Zach Wilson ever done?
Nothing. That's why I asked you. He has done nothing in his 3 years here. We're in year 3. At least Darnold, the first game he came out guns blazing against the Lions, and you know how the rest of that season went. But at least he showed me something right off the bat. Zach has done nothing. And this is where people start to lose me, or really Saleh starts to lose me when he tells me, not only he says he's our guy, but then the audio we played yesterday is like, oh, he's improved in all these areas. No, Rob, I'm watching the game and I could tell you're dead ass wrong. Something is, we're obviously not watching the same game. Either he has pictures of you on his phone or something, or you just love this kid way too much. But whatever you see, I don't.
He's got pictures of his mom.
Probably.
I love how us as fans, this is for any sport, but particularly in the NFL, that we could see it, but the offensive coordinator or whoever the head coach cannot.
Yeah. Well, here's also the thing about that, Ross, because we as fans, me and Liam, and even you probably understand this too, we're not expecting you as the coach to come out and tell me, this kid is garbage and he's not going to take this team anywhere. But I do expect you to say, at least at the end of the game we saw Sunday, we're going to go back to the board. We're going to reevaluate the quarterback position and make our decision for this Sunday night. You don't keep saying and double down and say, Zach is still our guy, because what has he showed you?
It's more to me the thing that bothered me with Saleh's comments is everybody else has to do better. So you're not gonna blame the quarterback. You're gonna blame everybody else. So you're gonna blame your wide receivers. You're gonna blame everybody else that gets wide open for you. And it's their fault. It's all their fault. They're trying to get open for you to throw the ball to.
Saleh's the type of guy to say it's the defense's fault, but the defense gives up 13 points.
Yeah, right. Which is, even Benigno says that too.
Well, I know, but Benigno's hell-bent on them not forcing turnovers, which I get. But when your defense allows 13 points in a game and one really egregious play, which is all they really allowed, and your QB in the end can't drive 55 yards to win you the game, I mean, come on.
I mean, and by the way, that him taking that safety.
It was brutal.
Safety, it's
and then the defense helped him out again. They gave him another chance.
Sam Darnold saw goes. Zach Wilson got sacked by one.
and I know we teach everybody safety in life, that's not the place to take a safety.
No, definitely not.
It's just not. Take a safety. The worst thing when you had time, you could move, scramble. That's your ability, right, Zach? You're staying in the pocket like a statue. Yeah. Move out of the pocket.
All he did was just scramble out of the pocket. That's all he's done. He's run around like a chicken without a head.
20 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
20 yards.
The one time that they need him to actually get rid of the football, you don't even have to complete a pass. Just get rid of the football.
And get this. Daniel Jones scored more points against the San Francisco 49ers with no Barkley, no Andrew Thomas, more than Zach Wilson against the Patriots. More points than Zach Wilson. And Daniel Jones, and he's put up 12.
And that's Daniel Jones. We're not saying that Daniel Jones is a Hall of Famer.
No, not at all. But
it's just that bad for Zach Wilson. And how bad is it? It's bad enough that all the fans can recognize it, and for some reason the offensive coordinator and the head coach can't. But it's also so bad. We've mentioned it before, and we'll play the audio right now. The only real quarterback in your franchise's history thinks this guy is done. So this is Joe Namath said, the book is out on Wilson. Everybody knows he's done. The experiment is over. And Robert Saleh was asked about it in a press conference earlier, so let's play that audio.
Haven't spoken to Joe, but obviously Joe is an icon, Hall of Famer, and a well-respected individual in this organization. Doors always open for him to walk in, and my office is always open for him. And but we'll agree to disagree with his comments, but he is entitled to those comments.
So basically, what he's saying is, yeah, he's a legend, he's an icon, but I don't care about his opinion because I'm the head coach, and he's able to have an opinion.
And by the way, it's like this was. I think he said this. I don't know about maybe that press conference, but he said that about like the day prior, where it's like if you ever want to meet Joe Namath, right? Because they always allowed sometimes Joe Namath in the building. My door is open. Like, come on. Like, really? Have Joe Namath be there. It's not like Joe Namath, he won the only Super Bowl in this team's franchise history.
He has nothing to prove.
Have Joe Namath coach the team. Have him coach the team at ayahuasca, even better. Have him do that.
Let's have him in the fur coat.
Honestly.
Coin at the
I would take that over Saleh at this point.
I hate to say this, but this should happen. It won't happen, but it should happen. If they get destroyed by the Chiefs, which is inevitable, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Just move on from everything after that game. Move on to the coach,
but they won't.
Zach.
But here's the thing, right? Because we're spending so much time talking about Saleh, but why does Joe Douglas get a pass?
Well, to be fair, he did bring in Aaron Rodgers.
He brought in Aaron Rodgers, but
there's no backup option behind.
No, that's on him. I agree, but he did bring in Rodgers.
Well, the thing about it that I think Liam's alluded to, we have Rodgers is known to have injury trouble in the past before, and I don't want to say the injury was inevitable. I didn't think it would be the severity of what it is, a torn Achilles.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bills.
But thanks a lot. Yeah. But to have no backup option and leave it on a 23-year-old that still can't throw a football. It's like, be honest, Russ. Who do you think would be better off at backup right after the Jets? Should they have let Wilson go and re-sign Mike White? Be honest.
Oh yeah, sure. But they weren't going to do that.
No, they weren't going to do that. Of course they weren't.
This locker room.
We saw what Mike White did.
The locker room.
Because like the common sense thing to them makes no sense anymore. It's like they should go after another QB. But why delude myself? Why think Wentz is coming? Matt Ryan is coming. The Vikings are going to trade Kirk Cousins because it's just not going to happen. Why think that Robert Saleh is going to be gone? He's not going to be gone. It's the same thing. Me and Liam for the next 17 weeks. It's just going to be just like all of us with the Mets this entire season. We're going to talk about what they should do, but we know they won't do it.
And it's very similar.
It's just spineless.
Right? It's very similar, right? Jets are on Hard Knocks. Terrible. Mets had the commercial. Terrible. I mean, it's the very same. It's the exact same thing.
Ross,
it was a great Super Bowl commercial. It's what happens.
Tell me what you do at halftime, Ross. What do you do at halftime?
With what game? Which game? Halftime? Halftime. I'm ready to go to sleep.
That's the question that Saleh asked Rodgers going into the locker room.
I probably would have slept. I'm not going to focus on it. Yeah. I'm like, why? This is the thing with Saleh. Whenever he speaks, I'm just going to sleep because I don't believe anything that you say.
Yeah, he's very. I have a problem with coaches that are typically very cookie cutter and they we have to clean things up. We have to improve. We have to watch on tape. It's all the same stuff with Saleh. That's why I'm not really sold on him no more.
Like when I listen to the Giants, when I listen to Dable, I listen to Shane. I listen because
Dable's always going to give you something.
He's always going to give you something. I listen to those guys when it comes to Saleh, when it comes to these guys, like even Hack, I just fall asleep. I don't believe anything that you are actually saying, my friend.
And the thing is with Daboll,
you sound delusional, just like the guys on the Fan. You sound dumb.
Yeah, the thing is with Daboll is that he'll say nothing, but he'll do it in a way that is, okay, he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
He's covering something up for competitive reasons or whatever the case.
The most important thing, Liam, he knows how to play the media game.
Exactly.
Sometimes I feel like Robert Saleh, and this is where he's at a dangerous situation, because the real debate here is whether you can, if you're Saleh and you're big upping Zach Wilson because that's what you feel like you have to do, he's not doing it for any other reason. He's doing it because he feels like that's what he needs to do for Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
But the debate is, are you going to, in lifting up one, piss off the other 52 on your roster? But
it's already there. It's already there.
Yeah, and
He's lost the locker room.
It might be worth it because Zach Wilson playing well is your only chance for winning.
Think about it, Josh. This team was supposed to win, not win, but they were a Super Bowl contender week 1. We're week 4. He's lost the entire locker room. He's lost one of the best defense in the NFL. He found a way to do it.
Not only that, but you got Michael Carter and Garrett Wilson yelling at each other on the sideline. That gets caught on camera.
And Aaron Rodgers noted that.
Rodgers said, grow up. You guys need to grow up. That's just the fact of the matter. But at the same time, the coach needs to get a lid on that. He needs to do something to make sure that these guys aren't yelling at each other on the sidelines. He needs to make sure that these guys don't even have the chance to yell at each other on the sidelines.
Here's the thing, Liam. Do those players respect the coaches?
Absolutely
do they
not.
respect Saleh and Mr. Gold Zone, Nathaniel Hackett? Like, do they really respect that?
It's almost,
that's how you have discord in the sidelines.
Yeah,
that's how that happens.
It's almost like it's so ironic. I felt like they rallied around Rodgers. Now that Rodgers is gone, this whole team is like, it's just like last year. What are we playing for?
Here's the problem.
Just a repeat result.
And that's the sense we got on Hard Knocks, too.
We know what Zach is capable of. Saleh might not know it, or he thinks he's capable of something completely different. But I told you guys this yesterday. I'm literally going to watch for the next 15 games a rerun of last year. And we talk about how running it back never works. So why am I expecting it to work this year? Why? Because we have because we made a few tweaks. Allen Lazard, Mecole Hardman. Yeah, they're all great. Unfortunately, Zach can't get them the football because he's too incompetent to throw it.
Yeah, and Mecole Hardman barely sees the field.
Yeah, so does Randall Cobb.
That's another thing that Robert Saleh has on. But here's the thing with what I saw on Hard Knocks was Aaron Rodgers was there, Saleh was there, Hackett's there. And instead of Saleh and Hackett coming out and asserting some sort of authority on them and saying, we're the coaches, I'm the coordinator, and you're going to listen to us. They created this sort of like family environment that everybody was on the same level and there's nobody above anybody else.
Yeah, never forget when Saleh let a fight break out in camp also.
Yeah, right. And he's just like, oh, well, here we go.
Boys will be boys.
This is what happens. Yeah, boys will be boys. And
please.
But and another thing, we just mentioned it before, Saleh going up to Rodgers during the Hall of Fame game at halftime. What do you like to do during halftime? Saleh lowered himself from being the head coach to just being any other guy on that team. Hell, even the equipment manager, the water boy. That's the status he has right now. And when bleep hits the fan, this is exactly what happens. Nobody takes responsibility, and you got your quarterback who's having a morphine drip on the couch in Malibu, and he's like, yeah, you guys need to grow up.
What's funny, you bring up Saleh, what do you like to do at halftime? It sounds a lot like that Jonathan Gannon. So who took the bus?
How'd you get here?
Who drove?
Who drove?
But at least Jonathan Gannon, he's looking like a decent head coach.
They looking better. The Cardinals looking better than the Jets.
I know. Can you believe that?
That's depressing, isn't it? Joshua Dobbs is better than Zach Wilson.
He is a rocket scientist. He got more. He's definitely more intelligent than Zach.
That guy couldn't even find his own jersey in the Cardinal store.
He was looking. He couldn't even make it custom for some reason. They wouldn't allow him to make it custom. They have offensive line. They have the third string offensive lineman's jersey on the kiosk, but they don't have Josh Dobbs, QB1.
Just the thing to reiterate what we're talking about with Liam and like the whole thing with Saleh. Hold on. The guy's going to make me pass out on the air. But just to point out, like, it's the same thing with Zach. We don't want Saleh to be terrible. I remember when we got Saleh, and everyone was like, we got our guy. This is great. All my Jet fan friends were like, this finally, we're not going to have to fire this guy after 3 seasons. This is going to be the guy that takes the Jets somewhere. And it's like after every head coach, after 3 years, it's just like the coaching carousel continues, much like the quarterback carousel will continue. We're going to be sitting here at the end of another season. I know we're at week 4, and I want to give up on this one yet, but why should I think differently? We're going to be sitting here at the end of another season. Who's our QB? Who's our coach? And that's the saddest thing to me. It's been 13 years. The last time this team was in the playoffs, I was in elementary school, for crying out loud.
I truly find it only one way that Robert Saleh can actually keep his job for the rest of the season. There's only one way he can do it, and that is finally getting your locker room back and benching the quarterback that has been terrible and replacing him. And if that quarterback actually does good and you do somewhat okay, then maybe he keeps his job. But if you continue with Zach Wilson, your job's gone.
This is the thing, because usually in football, out of all the sports, the most, but football, the general manager and the head coach usually work as a tandem.
In lockstep.
So now you have to ask yourself, what's Joe Douglas's thoughts on this situation? Is he advising Saleh to maybe bench Zach? Obviously not. We haven't seen Rappaport or Schefter tweet out like, the Jets are looking or in contact with other teams about backup QBs or whatever the case may be. We've seen nothing on that front. All we've gotten is Trevor Siemian. And this is Robert Saleh's explanation. We'll play the audio right now of why Trevor Siemian makes a big impact, and they're only signing him onto the practice squad. Let's roll it.
He's obviously got a lot of games under his belt. He's quick learner, quick study from my understanding. And, so just giving him and the ability to come onto the practice squad and help us out was the best decision for us.
What's the process like, Robert, in terms of like how long would you be able to? How long would
All right, we don't need to hear that clown. But
I'm going to kill someone, Devin.
So he's a quick learner, and he's played a lot of games. He's played 5. He started in 6 more games than Zach Wilson has in his career. 6, that's it. He's been around a long time. He's a quick learner, but he'll sit down on the practice squad for a couple of weeks to learn the system.
One thing I'll say is that he does have experience with the West Coast offense, which is what the Jets run. So I guess he can pick up the playbook pretty quick, but
you would hope so.
Yeah,
I mean that's the thing. And even if he does pick it up very quickly, is he going to get an opportunity to even suit up on Sundays? Probably not. If he's on the practice.
And by the way, like the Jets, I still have the sense, and you bring up Joe Douglas. I don't know if it's going to be Kirk Cousins because that's the best option out there.
Yeah.
The Rams aren't going to deal Stafford. That's not going to happen because of the contract and everything.
And them doing okay.
Yeah, exactly. And Kirk is on an expiring contract.
Right.
But even if it's, I don't know if the Colts are going to give a Minshew.
No.
Maybe the Titans, they're going to punt in the season and trade you Ryan Tannehill. I know it's Ryan Tannehill. Who cares? But it's better than Zach Wilson.
Anything is better than that.
And Tannehill might actually get you to the playoffs. Who knows what happens?
At least Strevler has a designed playbook for him. I literally watch anyone play.
He can't
under
throw the
center.
football.
I know.
Yeah,
yes.
he can't throw.
Zach can't throw it either, but at least Strevler can gain positive yardage.
Yeah, but Trevor, I don't know, that throw to I forget,
Uzama?
Yeah, it was like 20 yards behind him.
Oh, yeah, you don't remind me. I went to that game. I froze my ass off and watched Zach try to play quarterback for 3 quarters.
Also, just his form, Chris Strevler, there's no fundamentals.
No.
It's just
no.
He just heaves the ball and hopes that it gets to whatever receiver he's trying to look for. We spent the first half an hour on the Jets.
I know.
Josh, what you got?
I know we got to go to break, but we're talking Jets quarterbacks. We're talking Zach Wilson, and the fact that they're the laughingstock. Not the Jets. I don't want to group the defense in there. But this offense is the laughingstock of the NFL right now.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that Chiefs linebacker Willie Gay was asked what he's seen from Zach Wilson and the Jets offense.
What, did he chuckle?
No, he actually laughed for a good moment, and then he said, a team that wants to run the ball. A team that wants to
have us figured out already.
And you know what?
Going to get nothing going.
Here's the thing. Now that some guy on the Chiefs said that, Saleh's going to flip the whole playbook, and they're like, you know what? Wilson's throwing 50 times. He's got to, because they're expecting the run. We got to throw the ball. We got to throw him off.
Yeah, you know exactly what Saleh's going to do. He's going to try to put that quote up on like the big board and have everybody look at it like that's going to light a fire. But the Jets team probably agrees with him.
Yeah, they definitely do.
They definitely agree with him.
Just remember, Josh, anything can happen on any given Sunday. Anything can happen. Just like Zach Wilson throwing for 60 times probably and Brees Hall getting no handoffs. That'll probably happen.
We'll see. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're in this position right now. Week 4, we're already like punting on the season basically.
Depressing.
Because we haven't no sign of any help, no sign of any savior. It's just Trevor Siemian.
Saints legend Trevor Siemian.
He's a Jets legend. He played a couple of snaps, hurt his ankle.
With Sam Colomano.
Yeah. At least he beat Tom Brady. That would be the highlight of his career. And taking the Jets to like a 7-10 record.
Yeah.
At best.
Anyway. We're going to take a quick break here on Sports Talk. We'll be back in less than a minute. I promise, less than a minute.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision, with 2 locations in Limerick and Oceanside, who remind you that New York state law says you always have the right to choose which shop will fix your car. CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision offers a full range of services: 24-hour towing between Montauk and Manhattan, shuttle service, and they can help you with a rental car arrangement if needed. All repairs include the CarStar Lifetime Nationwide Warranty, ensuring that the experts at Celebrity Chase Collision are always on your side.
Y sí, hablamos español.
More information is available at 516-593-0920 or online at celebritychasecollision.com.
We're back live. It's WHPC Sports Talk till 5. Then you got American Hit Radio, and then Kawaii Corner.
Hawaii.
So, moral of the story, just keep it locked in to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. It's Liam Flynn, your host, with Ross Levine, Devin O'Shea, Braden Daniello, and Joshua Umahi. You can call us up at 516-572-7440 or text us at 516-905 WHPC. We spent the first half of the show on the New York Jets, actually more than the first half of the show on the New York Jets. It was very depressing. So we're going to try and get to some less than depressing stuff. Do you guys want to move in that direction? Should we try and lighten the mood a little bit?
Which one are we going to talk about next?
Well, first of all,
49-0.
Hey. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. We are the voice of Nassau Community College. WHPC is the home of Lions football, the home of a few Lions athletics teams, but we're gonna get to our Lions sports update. I'm gonna send it over to my boy Joshua Umahi.
There we go. So this is your Lions sports update. All right. So last week, the Lady Lions volleyball team fell to Monroe College, but was able to come back 2 days later. Good resilience here. They defeated Westchester Community College along with Rockland Community College during a Saturday doubleheader, improving their record to 6-3 on the season. Their next match is Tuesday, October 3rd in the P Building. So good luck for the volleyball team, winning record. To the pitch we go for the Lady Lions soccer team. Saturday match was canceled due to bad weather. Lions did win last night, though, versus the Borough of Manhattan Community College 3-0. Back at it tomorrow night, the men are at Kingsborough Community College in Brooklyn. Over to the men's soccer team. Manhattan Panthers 5-0, improved their record to 7-0-2. They play again tomorrow against LaGuardia Community College. They'll kick off at 6 p.m. And rounding it out on the gridiron, Saturday, the Nassau Lions fell to the Lackawanna College Falcons. Me and Liam were on the call 49-0. Y'all heard me, 49-0. That is 4-9-0.
It's a Cowboys-Giants game.
Yeah, worse. They're back home this Saturday and take on the Hocking College Hawks, the Hocking Hawks. 1 p.m. at Mitchell Field. Countdown is on until homecoming, though. 25 days and 11 or so hours until the game kicks off. 1 p.m. versus Hudson Valley Community College. That's Joshua Yamahi with your Lions Sports Update.
Thank you, Josh.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I hate to call you out, but you missed a line. Be there or be square. Come on, it's the best line.
You want to know why?
You know how no, because I've said
be there or be square.
I said way too much corny stuff on the broadcast. I got to cut it down. Like when you say it's good, when I say it's not. It's
you
not
say
good.
a lot of corny stuff, but have you ever held the belt? Like Mauricio.
The People's Champion.
Shout out to People's Champion.
Yeah, where's he been? I haven't seen Mauricio in a while.
Hopefully we'll see him Thursday.
He was supposed to come Thursday.
All right, well, how about that? Maybe tomorrow we can get his opinion.
Mauricio, call in and tell him about Giannis and Dame now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Mauricio, if you're listening, 516-572-7440. You know the number.
He's probably not.
He's going to just trash talk the Mets or something to me.
Hey, but now he finally gets to talk about some NBA. I feel like he's chomping at the bit.
Nah, he likes to see me miserable. That's where he gets you. He's a double agent. He's just like Nick thinks Zach Wilson. He got me yesterday. He thinks Zach Wilson. Ross, do you think Zach Wilson is just this bad, or do you think he's a double agent? He was sent here by like New England or Miami.
He's the worst I've ever seen.
Thank you. Nick tried to convince me on the air yesterday. Nothing against Nick S. He actually tried to convince me Zach Wilson is a double agent. Like, no, Nick. He just sucks this bad.
Which Nick? There's two Nicks.
No, Scartamaglia.
Which Nick do you think?
Yeah, Nick Ornberger has become Pickle Nick now.
Pickle Nick.
Pickle Nick.
Oh yeah, you weren't there.
He came in with a Pickle Rick shirt on.
Yeah, so he's Pickle Nick now.
Yep.
I thought Nick wants to make you miserable. I thought that was Nick.
Yeah,
well, Ornberger enjoys seeing me miserable.
Oh, that Nick, yes.
Scartamaglia tries to add on to it a little bit. Sometimes. Sometimes.
Pickle Nick, hey yo.
Pickle, don't worry about it.
Hey yo.
Anyway.
Nico would approve.
I'm sure he would.
Yeah, he would.
Anyway, should we talk some sports again?
Yeah, let's talk sports.
Let's
I'd
do
love
it.
to.
But here, there's a little caveat to this story, right? It is sports, but it's not really sports. All right? It's Travis Kelce and T-Swizzle Taylor Swift. All right? I wrote this stat. I came up with it myself, all by myself. I researched it and found this stat. So ESPN on their Instagram page has made 17 separate posts about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce since Sunday afternoon. And by the way, the Miami Dolphins scored 70 points on Sunday afternoon in a football game, and they got 8 posts.
They're glazing that relationship.
That's
how many posts for the Kansas City versus Chicago Bears game?
Oh yeah, probably none.
Now it would be like the one touchdown of like Justin Fields throwing to DJ Moore, and then it cuts to Taylor Swift in like the in the booth, right?
No, the only play, the only highlight
Travis
they had from the
Kelce's
game,
touchdown.
It was Travis Kelce's touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
So Taylor you can see Taylor in the box. Let's effing go, yeah! Like she has any idea. Like she has any idea. Yeah, she was chest bumping random people in this box. People she just met.
I love seeing her next to Donnie Kelce, though. That was great to see.
Yeah, which is funny because 2 weeks ago they were quote unquote quietly hanging out, and now Taylor's meeting the family. She's getting the family box, the Kelce box at Arrowhead.
Sheesh.
Moving pretty quick.
We gotta get T Swift on the New Heights podcast.
You know what?
It's gotta happen.
What's crazy about this is that it creeps me out, and ESPN's doing the same thing. Like, you ever had that person that's way too into your relationship?
Yeah.
Like, oh, did y'all link? How's y'all sex life? Like, bro, you want to be in the corner chair so badly. ESPN is in the corner hotel chair right now.
Oh, dude, Josh,
with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
We know a thing or two about that. We've had a few people, sit in the corner.
Yes, we have.
Is this the rear view mirror?
No, this is a rear view mirror. We'll tell you about it when you get old enough. One day.
Yeah. Well, this is a family show.
Let me take a peek.
This is a family show. I'll reel it back in. But yeah, I don't know what ESPN. They were ESPN started out as a sports company.
Yeah.
And
the entertainment and sports, whatever.
Programming network.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You go.
I'm taking a guess.
Sounds about right.
Shot in the dark. Anyway, so they've made more than twice as many Swift and Kelce posts compared to the Miami Dolphins scoring 70, which I thought would have been the story of maybe even the season. Miami
just
scoring.
Think about it, Liam. 15 more weeks of this. 15 more.
I know. So that's the thing. Is Taylor going to go to every single one of these games, and is it just going to get?
No way.
I don't know. Probably, honestly, just to torment us.
This is an industry
we have to see her
plan.
Every game.
Industry plan ass relationship, yo.
Well,
this is crazy.
No, I think they actually it's the two big stars, but do you see the videos of Travis Kelce on the sidelines, looking up at her, and he's like, there she is, and
I think he was looking at his touchdown highlight.
I think he was looking at his highlights exactly.
But that's besides the point. Travis Kelce, you want to talk industry plan? He had his own dating show a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
So he's been trying to get people planted with him. Hasn't worked out thus far, but hopefully it works out with Taylor.
His brother found his wife on Tinder. So
let's see what Ghetto Gronk has to say about this.
You know what?
Ghetto Gronk.
There was
something great.
There was a tweet from Clay Travis. If anybody knows anything about Clay Travis, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
He said Travis Kelce, in dating Taylor Swift, who is just beyond him in net worth, he's less of a man and he needs to cut some extremities off.
What?
And that's because he's worth less? Is that the reasoning, or just?
Yeah. Because real men make more than their women.
It's it's Taylor Swift, and she's one of the biggest star in the whole entire world. He still is 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, but Clay Travis said that he makes less money, so he's less of a man.
Less of a man.
To be honest,
ain't the breadwinner.
Come on.
Get better.
If there was a woman that just paid for all. It was more wealthy than I was, and I didn't have to work. Sign me up. What?
Oh yeah.
I don't care if Clay Travis thinks I'm less of a man. What do you get, Clay Travis?
And Kelce's out of here soon. He's retiring soon, so he's.
Now, you know what? Now's a good time. He could just ride off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Imagine frail-ass Clay Travis just walking up to 6'7", 250 Travis Kelce and being like, "You're less of a man." You know that?
Yeah.
How would that go for him? Really?
Just squish him like a little
like a little ladybug.
Clay Travis always has the not the best tweets, but you just see him pop up, and you're just like, this guy can't be serious.
These Jackson Mahomes Taylor Swift memes are crazy, bro.
No.
Yeah, look at this one.
Yeah,
look at this one, Devin.
when are they gonna meet? When are Taylor and Brittany?
No.
It's a good thing that this is a radio
look at this,
show.
Josh.
Because I know the show, so I completely know what's happening.
Oh my God! No, move along, Liam. Move along.
I gotta show you this after. It's great.
All right, yeah,
It's great.
Good
Ghetto
thing
Gronk is doing phenomenal work.
Good thing we're on the radio and nobody can see any of this.
Oh yeah,
Braden just showed the worst meme I've ever seen.
it is worse.
I think Braden's a horrible person
You ever
now.
seen The Boys? You know.
Braden's
You know.
You've been beaten by the fellas.
I think I already know where it's going.
Well, Ghetto Gronk, takes no prisoners.
Liam, do you have the Law and Order? I just need a
Like the cat in the hat with the belt.
Yeah, thank you. That was deserved. That
was deserved. Yes. Yeah, but remember, Josh, I didn't do it. It was someone online.
Yeah.
Josh right now it's like the Mahomes tweet right now with Josh. Hate that man. Prayers up.
Hate that man.
Commas are important, people. Yes. Commas, you need commas when you're typing. All right, they're important. You need them.
Need to make sure. But what about when Brittany and Taylor meet? Do you think Taylor's just going to break up? Yeah.
It's going to be World War III.
Oh, my God.
It's going to be World War III. Or that. Or Taylor! How did we lose, Taylor?
Can we make a TikTok? My old TikTok partner's in prison.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jackson. He's innocent until proven guilty.
No, he isn't.
We've all seen the video.
It was caught in 4K.
We've all seen the video.
How did they catch your ass in 4K?
This is the clearest video I've ever seen.
I know. Usually, like during a bank robbery, it's really grainy and you can't even see it. But that video, it was like, all right, that's Jackson. Oh my God, Jackson! No!
And you're like, oh, I'm not surprised. It's Jackson.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh God.
You had to know, right?
His dad needed to whip him as a kid.
I don't know.
That's a baseball player.
He's busy smoking them Joe Burrow blunts. I'm smoking them Philly blunts. Shout out former Met Pat Mahomes Sr., baby.
Yeah,
God bless him.
Legend. Pat Mahomes Jr. He was on the field. He was snagging fly balls when he was 5 years old for the Mets.
I remember that video. Yeah.
So, anyway, Kelce said on his New Heights podcast, he went into it a little bit, but he basically said, yeah, she came to the game. It was nice of her. I saw her rock Arrowhead. She saw me rock Arrowhead. And then we drove off in the caddy. And yeah, that was it. So Kelce's saying he's not really going to talk about it much.
He did more than rock Arrowhead.
Well, he only did one. He only
All right, bro, let him cook.
No, I'm just saying, after the car ride, I think,
The Cadillac looked pretty cool.
It was.
Yeah.
Also, did you guys see that there weren't any license plates on it?
I didn't.
There was no license plate on the back. And he also said on the podcast, we were breaking all the speed limits and stuff. So, yeah, when you're Travis Kelce in Kansas City, Missouri, I guess you could just do whatever the hell you want. But especially when Taylor Swift is in the passenger seat, imagine getting pulled over.
Yeah, you're gonna pull over Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
It's just like a Missouri state trooper, and he's like, Kelce and Travis.
No, the Missouri State Trooper doesn't pull over Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce pulls over the Missouri State Trooper.
You know how fast you were going back there
with his mustache.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, his mustache.
Yep.
He's got the perfect state trooper.
He gets out of the car, goes back to the cop car. You know how fast you were going, son?
Yeah. You were going 10 over. But I'll only put you down for going 9 over because the fine gets higher. Anyway, we got some basketball to talk about, gentlemen.
Yes.
It's finally over.
No basketball, dude.
But it's finally over, but we know that...
Woo! 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 Woo!
Ric Flair. Wow, this is awesome.
Ric Flair's making appearances.
WWE superstar Ric Flair has just joined us in the studio.
But is he inside Hell in a Cell?
Woo! Does he have the belt?
Anyway, all right. Ric Flair has just walked out. Ric Flair just wooed a couple of times, and he has walked out.
Ric Flair.
He has walked out of the studio.
Bye, Rick.
Chilling the racial sword.
Oh, wait, no, it's just Ross. It's Ross that's Ric Flair.
Anyway.
Liam, go on. I'm sorry.
So we got Damian Lillard finally being traded from the Portland Trailblazers.
Hey, man,
breaking news.
Finally. He's free.
I thought that he would go down as a lifetime Blazer and he would just never leave. I felt like out of all of the superstars in the NBA, he was the one that looked like, or at least so I thought, he was going to stay around and, through good and bad, stick around with the Trailblazers, but he's not. He said he wanted to move. He said he wanted to trade earlier in the summer. A lot of people thought it was going to be to the Heat, but now he's been traded to the Bucks. Part of a 3-team deal. The Bucks get Damian Lillard. The Blazers get Drew Holiday from Milwaukee, DeAndre Ayton from Phoenix, Toumani Camara from Phoenix, 2029 first-round Bucks pick and a Bucks pick swap. And then the Suns got Yusuf Nurkic from the Trailblazers, Nasir Little also from the Trailblazers, Keon Johnson from Portland, and Grayson Allen from Milwaukee. So the deal is done. I think Shams had it first. So the Dame sweepstakes are over. Giannis gets his guy. What do you think about the Bucks this season?
There's so much to say about this trade, but I'm gonna start with what you let in with. We thought, loyalty to Portland and all that, and he never shut the hell up about, now they can have them super teams. I'm not running from the grind. And then it's crazy that Giannis kind of picked up on that, and he's talking about, well on Dame's trade request, because Dame completely switched course. And Giannis is like, yeah, you know what? Unless Milwaukee shows me they're serious about winning, why would I stay? Why would I sign an extension? And now you have these two entities coming together, and it's Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Eastern Conference. That's wild. They immediately become the favorites in the East. I know Devin's a Celtics fan. He don't want to hear that. But Dame and Giannis is extremely wild. That's crazy. And they keep Chris Middleton. They keep Brook Lopez. They keep all these guys. So that's a big power move for the Bucks. You not only land a top-flight, top 2 in the league point guard, and improve your championship hopes, you keep Giannis happy when it looked like he was on the way out.
Yeah,
it's so over for the NBA. It's so over.
Now, Ross, it's some super teams that come along, like they tried to put like this Suns team I respect now, but when it was a Booker and KD last year, everyone's like, the Suns are going to walk to the championship, and it just didn't happen because they didn't have that depth. But there's some pairings you just know, like Steph and KD. When they paired up, you knew it was going to be chips.
Yeah.
So Dame and Giannis, the outside scoring of Dame and just the Greek god scoring inside of Giannis. If you're an NBA coach, if you're Tom Thibodeau, great defensive mind, what are you thinking right now?
You just look at that game on the calendar and say,
"Oh well,
all right, yeah, that's a loss."
and so the Bucks did extremely well. The Blazers now they got Drew Holiday, but like Woj tweeted immediately after, they're going to reroute him somewhere else. And I was thinking to myself, does it make sense for the Knicks or the Nets to get into it? Now, with the Knicks, unless they trade, I know Fournier's making his money, and by the way, Fournier's saying he's being hostage. I would love to be kept hostage if it meant getting $15 million to sit on the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, look, keep me hostage, please.
Don't play basketball.
Just sit on the bench
and do your job and get paid.
And clap and walk around the garden. That's a great, keep me hostage then, I guess. But
come in like once every 10 games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ridiculous,
but is that the thing? If they move Holiday, then who are they giving up? Or if the Knicks trade for Holiday, hypothetically, do you have to give up quickly? Do you have to give up Grimes?
Well, Leon Rose also has a surplus of draft picks that we know of.
No, that is very true.
That's true, and the Blazers going to be looking for that because we heard all summer about they need a surplus of picks for Dame, and they didn't get it in this deal, but they expect that for Drew Holiday. So you're looking at it.
If you go again for quickly because of the abundance of point guards that this Portland Trailblazers team has.
That's what I mean. Well, quickly is one of those players where any franchise has a use for him because he's a combo guard.
Yeah.
But if you're the Knicks, they would have to trade Fournier and then give quickly an extension on sign and trade. That's really the only way.
In the same situation he is in New York. He's behind He's behind Grimes. He's behind Hart. He's behind Brunson.
Right.
He goes to Portland. He's still behind Scoot Henderson. He's still behind Anthony Simons.
Well, I don't know if
Shaden
he's
Sharp.
behind Scoot and Simons both because Quickly at least plays defense, and he's had a lot of experience in this league so far. We'll see on that, but that would really be the only way. Are you willing to give up Emmanuel Quickly for Drew Holiday? I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah.
If it's Quickly that you want to trade, it's going to be for a star. That's going to be for an Embiid who should be on the market soon enough, and people like that.
All right, Josh. When the first round picks have to go, Leon Rose will just do this.
I bet he will, Braden.
He just fell.
First round picks, all of them.
Yeah,
they must stay. How many does he have, by the way? 4?
A lot more than that.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah.
Was stockpiled just this year or next year?
I think they have 6 first round picks in the next 10 years.
I think the Wizards in there. The Pistons are in there. Their own picks.
Now, granted, a lot of those teams don't look too great, but still,
I had that honestly, wrong. 10 picks in the next 6 years.
Maybe he'll save it for the trade deadline. Maybe.
Why are you glazing the Knicks all of a sudden?
What, you want me to glaze the Nets instead?
I'll get to them next. The Nets, it might make sense for them.
No, yeah.
They are such a joke, the Nets.
Well, here's the thing.
They are.
I love their coach.
I do like their coach, but that's about it.
Jacques Vaughn is great. I think he's great with the players, especially with the young guys. And he knows what he got himself into. He signed that extension.
He completely changed the culture after them firing Steve Nash.
Yeah.
He changed everything.
And that's what they needed. They needed a change.
Irving still wanted to trade.
Well, because he's just his own person. He's going to want to trade in February of this year.
Do you know the amount of trade requests that Harden, Irving, and Durant all have? It's the same thing that they've been dealing with Lillard this entire offseason about. And
Lillard was like the last superstar to kind of go to the dark side, where it's like, it's my way or no way.
Dame literally tried to stay loyal, and he failed at doing that.
Yeah.
He actually tried to stay loyal to a team that had screwed him his entire career.
And I can't even blame him for wanting to leave after everything he's done for that team, everything he's done for that franchise, that city. But now that's like the last piece that fell. Like, that's the last domino to go down. The NBA, Adam Silver has completely lost the NBA to his superstars.
Well,
and it's the same thing with the Jets. If the man in charge, the coach, the commissioner, whatever the case may be, if they don't have any authority over, I mean, you don't want to call them, inferiors, but a player plays for a team. The owner works for the commissioner. So why it's just ass backwards now in the NBA.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many games do you really think the Nets would win this year?
35 tops.
Yeah, I agree.
They played at a 35-win pace when Mikal Bridges came over, and everyone was talking about Brooklyn Bridges. 35-win pace is not good. That's not what you want.
I can't do everything.
I see like a 41 roster. 41.
That's best case though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good.
In the East, it's not going to be easy for them.
No.
Also put it that way, especially with Dame coming over.
Most of their wins last season was from Irving and Durant and like that entire team.
All right, way too much time on the Nets. But I do want to, just to wrap this up, like the Suns getting Nurkic, who fits better with them than DeAndre Ayton did. Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, good young players. Grayson Allen's going to be in the rotation for them, so it's a good look for them.
I liked what he tweeted. He tweeted LOL.
Yeah, word.
And Tyler Hero tweeted. He said he tweeted off of what Jimmy Butler was saying, and he said what he said.
Yeah, can we talk about what Jimmy Butler said?
Yeah, real quick, because we got to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm. It says, "Yo, NBA, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all didn't hear from me."
This is the problem with the NBA. Like, hashtag stop snitching, Jimmy Butler.
Also,
that's wild.
Jimmy Butler, he plays for the Heat. He's probably just salty that the Heat didn't get him.
Exactly.
I don't know what Tyler Hero is saying, what he said to Jimmy Butler's thing, because if everything went towards what Jimmy Butler wanted, Tyler Hero would be gone.
Yeah.
He would be in that trade.
Yeah, but there's a lot of...
What are you saying that for?
A lot of people, and we know it as a fact, a lot of people in sports, unfortunately, are just in denial. But we're going to wrap it up here. That's it for this edition of WHPC Sports Talk. For Ross Levine, Devin O'Shea, Braden Daniello, and Joshua Umahi, my name is Liam Flynn. Thank you for joining us for Sports Talk every weekday afternoon at 4, Monday mornings at 9, and Tuesday nights at 11 on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. Stay tuned for American Hit Radio. Have a great night.